settle in here. They've been inside from the start. They haven't had to survive. And they just don't get it. They can't.
The very thing that makes you different is what makes you special.
Now I'm all warm and fuzzy inside.
To fight for this city. To be the symbol of hope that the Arrow never was. I am the Green Arrow.
Hi, everybody. I am one of your hosts for episode 30 of the Fandom Zone. I'm Karen.
And I am Charles.
Yes, that is Charles.
Hello, everyone.
And we are going to discuss the comic book shows of the week ending October 24th.
Yes.
20 and 15.
Did we time travel back?
Yes, we did.
We went back to the future. Oh, wait. Marty.
That's actually a timely reference. Since this was the week of the Back to the Future, the very last time travel time of the Back to the Future franchise, correct?
Now everything exists in the past.
Correct, which is weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very strange. So there's no actual Back to the Future left.
Nope, it's back to the past.
Yeah, craziness. So we're going to be discussing The Walking Dead, the second episode of the 6th season, JSS, Gotham, the 5th episode of the 2nd season, Scarification, The Flash, the 4th episode of the 2nd season, Family of Rogues, iZombie, the 3rd episode of the 2nd season, Real Dead Housewife of Seattle, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the 4th episode of the 3rd season, Devils You Know, Arrow, the 3rd episode of the 4th season, Restoration. And apparently I'm very cranky this week.
Yes, you are. You were pretty low on your scores this week.
I didn't give very high grades at all, no.
Unless I'm overly optimistic.
No, I think you were fine. I just didn't give very good grades.
The truth is somewhere in the middle. How's that?
Yeah, probably. Probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So let's go chronologically. We'll start with The Walking Dead. We got a backstory this week, and it was Enid.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see her looking out for the walkers as her parents tried to start the car.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work out well.
No, it didn't. But have you noticed that Enid spelled backwards is Dine? Just saying. I'm just saying.
Interesting.
And she was dining early on in this episode. She was dining on a tortoise.
On turtle, yeah. It was
Poor turtle.
It was not pretty. And she kept writing JSS on everything. We learned by the end of the episode it meant just survive somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is a great mantra for the show.
Sure, yeah, just survive somehow. And I wrote in my summary, we're shown a girl who does just that until she comes across Alexandria and finds a place to stay. And cryptically I wrote, or something else maybe. ...
Question mark.
Right. Present day Alexandria, during the plan to get the walkers away from town, a band called the Wolves break in and go on a killing spree. Actually, my whole quick and dirty summary starts with meanwhile back the ranch, because that's kind of what this whole thing is set up to be. Carol and Morgan take the lead, with Carol disguising herself as a wolf.
Oh, Carol was so awesome this week.
She was a badass in this one, yeah.
Once again, Carol Is there
For
a
the win,
a
right?
secret weapon? Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons.
And Morgan just using his skills to counter their attack. During the spree, they crash a semi into the wall around Alexandria, and that was the source of the siren. Aaron finds his backpack on one of the wolves, thinking that he's the one that brought them to town, but I suspect Enid may have also had a hand in the attack. They're set packing, but not before Alexandria suffers great losses, including Enid, who also takes off at the end of the episode. Yep. What is your theory on Enid?
It's a good question because, we get that stuff early on with her parents, where her parents fail the social Darwinism test big time.
Big time.
Because they're like arguing in the the little sedan, the family car, like, well, we should have taken the 405 or something, whatever. And they're going.
It was what do you call them? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
that whole thing.
They were arguing over stuff.
They're arguing and they're so focused on each other. Meanwhile, Enid's looking out the window, the only one, going, Mom, Dad, there's zombies gonna kill us. You might want to start the car. Let's get going. But unfortunately, no, that's not what happens.
Right. Yeah.
But
fuses. They were arguing over fuses.
Yeah. But Enid escapes somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then she ends up living ferally on the road. She devolves. We don't know how much time passed between her parents' death and where she becomes feral, but apparently over time, she just totally loses it, and she's just struggling to survive however she can, which is probably where she adopts that mantra: just survive somehow.
Right.
And she's eating the turtle. Poor turtle. I feel bad for him. But you got to do what you got to do. So
it's food.
And then she just comes across Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, to your original question, the answer to my
what
original
happened
question,
in between?
What happened in between? Exactly.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
Now all signs seem to point to Enid being a traitor here.
Being a wolf.
Being a wolf.
Right?
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if it's Ron? What if Ron, the jerkwad son of Pete, Pete died because he went crazy and killed.
Yeah, but how would he have gotten?
I don't know. Maybe because he sneaks outside.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe he sneaked outside and.
The only thing is, when she's sitting there with Rick's son,
Carl.
She says, because we ...
Yeah.
When she's kind of referencing the wolves.
She does say we. You're right about that. So all signs seem to point to, Enid is the traitor.
Right. The only thing that I would think would discredit that is that she seems head and shoulders above in intelligence the rest of the wolves. However, I was thinking that this is supposed to be a mirror of the scavengers from the comics.
Right.
But it could also be a caste society where there are the thinkers and also the doers. So she could be part of the thinkers.
Right. Because I was going to say
she's the ones that plan.
Yeah, she's not like crazy like all the others that attacked Alexandria.
Right. She could be one of the planners, the scouters.
The schemers with their little schemes within schemes.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they could send out these packs, wolf packs.
Yes, right. Might as well call them packs. You're right.
Right. In order to do their raiding and pillaging. And also, there's another clue where I guess it was last season she had a comic book and it was called Wolf Pack.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to go back on that one. Someone must have caught that.
Yeah, I saw it online that there were clues leading up to that.
I missed that one. I'll have to check that out, but you're probably right about that.
So, and I'm thinking, why else would they do a flashback to her story in this episode otherwise? And I think it's a really interesting twist that she would have led all these people
Well, it does develop her character, which she needed.
Sure.
Because otherwise, she's just the girl that Carl failed to kiss in the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
So it actually made her a character, and interesting.
And that means nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing.
And speaking of Carl, he's all kinds of jealous of Ron and Enid's friendship, relationship, whatever's going on there.
Yeah, but there's nothing now.
No.
So, whoops.
Yep.
And we get to see another side of this Darwinism as well. I mean, that's kind of a theme in this episode. It starts with Enid and her family, with Enid being the one to survive that test. And then Alexandria being a continuation of that. I like how Carol is shopping in the commissary, and she says, you need to quit smoking. It'll kill you.
Right.
And of course, it does end up killing the woman who is out on her porch smoking and ends up getting killed by the wolf.
Yeah, this I thought that was a great scene because this woman, the smoking woman, is just, she's talking about, like, basically it's turned into this like little I don't want to say suburban housewife little social clique.
Well, it kind of is, but not really. Yeah.
But I mean, it's become this clique, and she's the smoking woman is being kind of bitchy. So Carol just shoots her down cold.
Mm-hmm.
Socially.
I'll teach you how to make noodles or pasta, but you can't smoke in my house because it's a nasty habit.
Yep.
And it will kill you.
And sure enough, it does.
Exactly.
Because she's outside smoking when all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere. And then I love the fact that she's out there smoking. Carol's looking out the window going, oh, she's out there smoking again, probably hoping she would die at this point. And then all of a sudden, yes, surprise, she does, because a wolf comes out of nowhere, races onto the screen like you're not sure what just happened in this great moment, and it just comes in and kills her and then runs off.
Right.
And you're like, wait, what happened? What did I just see? And all of a sudden Carol flips the switch in her head and switches to Battle Carol.
Right.
Ninja Carol.
And she is Battle Carol.
She is totally. And, she's automatically like, okay, gotta go get the guns, gotta go,
Oh, she is all business from there on.
So she's like, I gotta go to the armory. And then she disguises herself as a wolf, which is just brilliant.
Yeah, painting the W in blood on her forehead, just like
kind of risky because she could have been cut down. People thinking she was a wolf.
Sure.
So that was a possibility,
but it's a calculated risk. She knows that the townspeople are less ruthless than these wolves.
Right.
So it's a better risk in her mind to go as one of these marauders, knowing that the townspeople would be more afraid of her than the wolves would be. So it's actually the smartest move she could make, is having the townspeople be scared of her instead of the wolves. Right? I mean, so it's a good thing. And then, running upon Morgan and revealing herself to him, and Morgan looking at her in a different light, which I found interesting. And, Morgan is kind of coming at this from a different angle as well, saying, well, I'm not here to kill people. However, this is a different situation.
And that was another thing I loved about this episode, was that you had this dichotomy between Morgan's pacifism and Carol's just blunt, like, okay, look, this is the reality of the situation. We got to kill these people if we're going to survive.
Right. Kill or be killed.
It's kill or be killed. So you had this moral debate going on between the two. And there's a great scene where Morgan ties up one of the wolves, and he's like hog tying him and kind of wasting time while everybody else needs to be saved.
Right.
And then Carol just is like, comes up right there, boom, shoots the guy
in the head,
and keeps walking.
Right.
Total cold, badass move.
Yeah, it was.
Stone cold.
Right.
And it was just, and that look on Morgan's face, like, really? You killed that guy, really? But then But I'm I mean, this is obviously where where people might take sides with this issue, but I'm sorry. In something like this, I got to side with Carol on this one.
Yeah, me too. Me
So
too. Well, not just for
I appreciate, as a, like someone who appreciates Buddhism, I appreciate his pacifistic approach,
sure.
but I think it's completely the wrong approach in this situation.
Not just for the people of Alexandria, but you're taking them out so they can't do this to anyone else as well.
Exactly. You're taking them off the board.
Correct.
At least, but Morgan, it's it's that kind of like issue with like Batman, because he doesn't kill the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
He just ties them up and locks them away, and then they escape and they kill again.
Right.
So,
what good does it do?
Yeah.
Right.
What good is it if they come back?
Right. You can't rehabilitate some criminals.
Especially
the Joker is not going to be rehabilitated ever. Right. So,
especially like the Wolves, because like the Joker, they're crazy.
Right.
So I just thought that was completely fascinating from a subtext point of view.
I agree. And also we have the people that are deciding they're no good inside the walls. I'm going to stay out here. I'm no good to you in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting choice as well, made by a couple people. And I thought that was brave, I guess.
Right.
A brave choice to make, because it could have very easily gone south for them. Because if you're no good to us, you're no good to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll just leave you to die then. And if you notice, at the beginning of this episode, Carl is putting dinner in the oven.
Yes. Which I thought was just surreal to see Carl cooking.
Right. And this is, I think we realized that this is concurrent with the last episode.
Yes.
That this is the same time period. So these are both running at the same time.
Which is, because we got the answer with the truck.
Right.
Truck horn.
Right.
In this explanation. We find out that brilliant Spencer in the watchtower, he sees that truck coming and he shoots and kills the driver, and then the driver dies and falls on the horn.
Right.
Which, bad move there, because outside it's attracting that ginormous herd of walkers.
Right.
So
not so good.
Good thing Morgan came back so he could climb in the truck and stop the horn.
Right, because no one else was going to do it apparently.
Yeah. So.
So we're realizing they're happening at the same time, and then at the end of the episode, Carl takes dinner out of the oven.
Yeah. It lasted the episode lasted just long enough for that was it casserole or something?
Yeah, it was a casserole
to cook in the oven.
Which again, surreal, right?
Yeah. It's like ding. Okay, it's ready. Let me pull it out. We're done.
I know.
So this is apparently the Walking Dead casserole recipe that just put this episode on and then put it in the oven and then just wait until the carnage, and then when Carl pulls it out, you pull it out of the oven and you're gold.
Right.
You don't even need a timer.
The massacre is over.
It's the Carl timer.
When the casserole is done. And there were lots of really good points in here where either people showed their strength or their weakness. What is it? Ron's mother? Is his name Ron?
Jesse.
Ron's mother? Yeah, Jesse.
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty deadly with a pair of scissors. She wasn't going to take that.
Yeah, she had her little Madison moment where the zombie enters her house. Or not the zombie, but the wolf enters her house and then tries to kill her. And it looked kind of bleak there for a while, but then she figures that, she stands up for herself and kills that wolf.
Right. And
Ron watches her do that.
Yeah, she doesn't take any prisoners either with that.
No. She's basically, she has learned well from Master Rick.
Yes.
And
she's pretty mad.
Which I'm sure makes Ron even more pissed off at Rick.
Right. And it's good that they were there. She was going to give Ron a haircut. And there they were. Ron knew it was just an excuse to talk to him. Now, of course, it was Deanna and her son that end up waiting outside.
Right.
And Deanna's son was the one who couldn't take care of the guy behind the wheel of the truck.
Yes, Spencer.
Yeah. And Morgan, the guy that goes after Morgan was the same guy he had met last season.
Yes. Yeah, that was a really interesting reveal because we, at the season 5 finale, this was the wolf that, while Morgan's out, he's got his little campfire going, and then these wolf guys show up wanting, his food and all that. And then here it is, 2 episodes later, and it's the same guy. So Morgan feels like he has this rapport with this guy.
Yeah.
And tells him, like, okay, well, they've got guns here in Alexandria, so you guys might want to leave.
Yeah.
So what does the one wolf guy do? He finds one of the nearby dead bodies, takes one of the guns. Morgan lets him leave with one of the guns.
Yeah, what an idiot.
So I'm wondering if that's going to turn around and bite Morgan hard.
I'm sure it will.
In the butt. So, yeah.
Yeah, Morgan.
It was really dumb. I was like, he's walking off with a gun. Morgan, why aren't you doing something about that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Unless Morgan is tight with the wolves.
Dun, dun,
dun,
dun.
Dun.
Yeah.
So there's a theory for you, fans.
Yeah. Now, Morgan and Carol see each other again, but they're kind of stiff with each other.
Yeah.
They don't acknowledge each other in the end because they're going to have a love-hate relationship, I think, and it's going to be mostly hate.
It's a thin line between love and hate.
And then we were introduced to a new character in this episode, Denise, our new doctor.
Yeah, who is apparently, you think she might end up being like Eugene's love interest?
Maybe.
Because they kind of seem like they would be a good couple, don't they?
Sure.
And I think, and I love Eugene. Just,
I think I will be useful here.
Yes.
He's so funny.
He is funny.
Merritt Weaver, who plays Denise, she was in quite a few episodes of New Girl, and I liked her in that show as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna like her on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, she's a very reluctant doctor.
Yeah.
And she kind of has to be told by, what's her name? Crap. No.
Tara?
Tara, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a complete brain fart there. And not like a Ravi brain fart either, but
yeah,
no glitter was involved. But yeah, Tara has to like just say, she's like, woman, you better get down there and you better save this guy, because she was very reluctant to do anything for her patient, and then finally she kind of steps up.
I think she may have realized there wasn't much she could have done, to be honest.
But she does try.
She does.
Yeah. Now, granted, maybe he was a lost cause, and they would have been better off trying to save their supplies for someone else.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Yeah. She did not do the best job in saving her, but I think she tried her very best.
Maybe her next patient will fare better, hopefully.
Well, I don't think her next patient's going to be that far gone, to be honest.
Let's hope.
Yeah. So I think she's going to be good. She's very sarcastic. And I think we need that. I think that would be a good foil for Eugene.
Yeah, it would.
Because he has no idea how to be sarcastic. And I think it would fly over his head, and then she would shake her head and go, "You're so funny." And pat, pat, pat.
That's nice, Eugene. The big kids are talking.
Right, exactly. So anything you have to talk about? Oh, and Aaron.
Yes, Aaron.
Finding out about the backpack.
Right. Aaron doesn't do anything. He hasn't done anything for the first 2 episodes of the season until this moment at the end, where he comes across the backpack of one of the wolves, and just happens to be inside is all the nice little photos that he left out for these recruiting materials that he left behind at the food factory.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I think maybe I'm responsible for this.
Yeah, and see, he's gonna think he is, but I don't think he is.
Well, I think he's partially responsible.
Maybe.
I mean, those photos are like pure scouting material.
Now, do you think he left them there and then they sent Enid to scout it out?
So you think maybe Aaron's part of the wolves?
No,
Oh.
I think they got his backpack and saw the pictures, and then they sent Enid.
That's possible.
To make sure everything was copacetic there.
That's possible. But when did Enid show up? We don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so there's a whole timeline issue that we don't know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Could have happened.
I'm okay with that theory.
So maybe they both were at fault.
Yep. Oh, and Father Gabriel still sadly alive. Hopefully next time.
Are we going to do the Father Gabriel watch?
Death watch.
Yeah. Death watch.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
If anybody needs to die, it's Father Gabriel, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so any last thoughts on that?
Nope.
Okay.
And Enid left Carl a note.
Yeah, just survived somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And I think that was just that she reluctantly made friends.
Yeah.
With him, but I really do think she was part of the wolves.
I'll be curious when we see her again.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen the last of her because they went so in depth of trying to expand her character a little bit.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like this as much as last week's episode, and I'm afraid that last week just raised my expectations so high.
Oh, I do want to point out something though. This episode was directed by Jennifer Lynch.
Okay.
David Lynch's daughter.
Okay.
And Jennifer also directed several very memorable episodes of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Back in the day. So I think she did her father proud in this episode, but apparently I think I'm the only one here that feels that way.
Is that why maybe I didn't like it as much?
It could be.
Because I wasn't a big fan of Twin Peaks.
See, I thought this was paced perfectly.
Yeah. No, I didn't have a problem with the pacing.
Yeah, and it's rare that I agree with Kevin Smith on something, but he absolutely loved this episode. Thought it was like his top 5. I wouldn't go that far, but I really dug this episode a lot.
I could see that. Because what did you give it?
I gave it 10 out of 10 dead wolves.
Yeah, that's crazy high.
So I loved that episode. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, and
because it looked like it was going to be just this run of the mill, like, oh, we're just going to catch up with what everybody's doing in Alexandria, yawn. But then, out of nowhere, it becomes the most insane episode of The Walking Dead in a good while, and I love that.
I just liked the cinematography and the scope of last week's episode so much more. Not that this one was bad. It was not.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And the only thing was the things that are left niggling with me is, if Enid is part of the wolves, how does that work?
Right.
I do think she was part of the wolves. I really don't have a doubt in my mind about that, but it's kind of bothering me that was part, that she could be part of that weird group. So while I think the part I liked the most of this was Carol.
Yes.
She was really great.
Another home run from Carol.
Yeah, I think she was the best part of this episode.
Totally.
So I'm gonna give it 7 bloody W's, and I think I was hovering at a 7.5. So somewhere in there.
Okay.
I liked it.
7.25.
I just didn't love it. That's all.
That's okay. We'll just we'll agree to disagree on this one because I love this one. We don't have to agree on everything.
No, we don't. Not at all. And I think it's the Twin Peaks conundrum.
See, I think you're completely off base on that one too, but that's a whole.
I know.
We could spend a whole another half hour on that one. So
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to Gotham.
Gotham.
Scarification. Now.
Yes.
This is a whole nother thing. Okay. Theo continues with this game, and they even mention the chess game in this episode, which I loved.
Right.
They kidnap Bunderslaw.
Yeah, from last season, the guy who was jerk to young Bruce.
That's right. And they gouge his eye out.
Want some candy?
In order to get it into a safe.
Yeah.
They're giving his eye to Penguin.
Poink. Took the
And
Zyme.
they're asking him to do these break-ins for him. And he farms them out to Butch.
Right. Subcontracts.
Right. Butch goes to Selena because Selena knows the Pikes, and the Pikes aren't going to trust Butch.
Yep.
Because of fish. And she gets the Pikes to do the break-ins for them.
Yep.
And the Pikes are these guys, 3 brothers and a stepsister. So Cinderella and her 3 stepbrothers.
Interesting comparison.
And
Bridget,
yes.
Yeah.
And they decide to take on the job because money talks.
Right, but unfortunately, one of the brothers isn't able to be part of the task.
Yeah, that was hilarious, by the way.
Because the GCP strike force shows up.
Yeah.
And
How
takes
did
out
you like the Merc?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Oh.
By the way, to all supervillains, our C4 is on sale for $5.99.
Exactly. It's like Walmart for supervillains.
Right. It was great.
Coming down with a big shopping cart. Woo!
So he stuffs some C4 in his pants, and when
he runs into Gordon and Bullock.
Yeah, and they catch him outside, shoot him, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah,
as it were.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Which actually wouldn't happen. I don't mean to rain on their parade, but it wouldn't happen.
Because the spark, they're implying that the spark from the gun set off
the
C4.
Yeah.
C4! Yeah.
It was awesome, so let's just pretend it would happen.
Let's just roll with it.
And he totally blew up.
Yeah, he blew up real good.
He fell down, go boom. And so they need a new in and out person.
Yeah, so Bridget, you're off the bench.
Mm-hmm. And she's so thrilled that she can contribute.
Right, because she just really wants to please her brothers and feel like part of the family. So she goes along with this stuff.
Yeah. So she goes in and does the first 5 jobs for them, and she ends up burning her leg a bit.
Yeah, got a little extra crispy.
They're firebugs, as it were, the Pikes.
Fireflies.
That's right. Well,
yes,
they're called firebugs. She calls herself Firefly.
Right.
And so she makes a little bit of a suit for the 5th job.
Yeah, she gets all like craftsy. And breaks out the sewing machine, like, I'm gonna make a little fire protective suit. And,
that's right. And Selena catches up with her and gives her a bit of a talking to. And
it's like it's like little super villain girls club.
And says you really shouldn't kowtow to them.
Right.
And they kind of break each other down a bit,
Right.
And she says, well, I'm gonna help them anyway because I need their approval. And Selena says, you don't need their approval. You need to get out from under their thumb. And she says, screw you. I'm going home.
Screw you, Selena. I'm
going home. But Selena's going to watch out for her. So she goes in to watch out. And lo and behold, the GCPD has put together the clues. And they are there waiting for her. She's got a nice little flame gun.
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah. When they are there to ambush her, she turns the flame on the alleyway, sets it on fire. And when Luke Garrett shows up behind her, one of the strike forcers,
right,
she burns him and ends up killing him. Later on, he dies.
Yeah, she basically almost cremates him right there with the flamethrower.
Very bad. She doesn't mean to, but she does.
It's like he catches on fire and then he's running around. He runs right into more fire as he's running.
I know. So bad.
Yeah.
So Selena saves her and they get away.
Yep.
And this is when she decides, I guess she's going to become Firefly. Yep. And when they find out that that Luke Garrett has died, Barnes vows to get the killer no matter what.
Because she's a cop killer.
That's right. Now Theo,
it's clobbering time.
At the beginning of the episode, has come to the GCPD and asked Gordon's approval to run for mayor. And I think he knows that Gordon's not going to give it to him.
Because he doesn't.
Because he doesn't.
Not initially.
Right. And then he comes back at the end and he offers whatever resources he has to track down the killer.
Yeah.
And as long as he can help, James will back him for mayor.
As long as you can clean up Gotham, you're okay in my book.
Yeah.
And Theo's all smiling, going, excellent.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, one of the things that gets stolen, and I don't think Theo cares what gets stolen. I think it's actually committing the crimes that is his main goal. So one of the things that gets stolen is a knife.
Yes, very important knife, apparently.
Yes, the knife gets brought to Penguin, and he brings in Edwig.
Yeah.
And Edwig tells him a story.
Yes. I have the story here, unless you have it.
I have it.
All right, well then go ahead.
It's kind of paraphrased. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You're rolling.
No, you can read it.
It's okay.
Do you want to read it?
You have a much better voice for this.
Okay, I'll read it if you want. She says, and the first part is paraphrased because the way she says it, it's different. This knife has a cursed history. Almost 200 years ago, it was used in a terrible crime. Back then, 5 families ruled Gotham high society. The Elliots, the Canes.
Elliots are important too.
Yes. The Crowns, the Dumas, and the most powerful of them all, the Waynes. They called Celestine Wayne the crown jewel of Gotham. She was promised to the eldest son of the Elliot family, but there was another who coveted her, Caleb Dumas. One night, it was during an Easter party at the Wayne Manor, Celestine and Caleb went missing. Wayne men found them together in an illicit embrace. Caleb insisted they were in love, and Celestine swore on her mother's grave that Caleb had forced himself on her. Justice, if that's what it was swift. Celestine's brother, Jonathan Wayne, delivered the punishment. The Waynes, they were mad with rage. They seized the Dumas' holding and banished them socially, destroyed them. Caleb Dumas went into exile overseas to a penitential religious sect founded by his family's patron saint. Celestine died an old maid. The Waynes forbade the press from even mentioning the Dumas. They renamed streets and buildings. The remnants of the Dumas family were forced to change their name. The Waynes wiped the Dumas out of our city's history. Those remnants of the Dumas family changed their name to Gallivan, just like that fella running for mayor. And Edwidge says to Penguin, "You're in deep waters, Mr. Penguin." And he says, "Thank you. That's where penguins thrive." So Penguin learns from the story that retribution is Theo's weak spot.
Right.
And he decides to take Butch's hand and send him undercover, saying he's escaping Oswald's paranoia.
Yeah, he's been selling this whole crazy angle.
Right.
That Penguin's gone crazy with paranoia and everything. And so, Butch is like, well, gee, boss, how are we going to sell that? And then...
I'll tell you how.
And then he breaks out Mr. Cleaver. Chop!
And that taking the hand will remind him of the crime against his
And we'll just
ancestor.
call Butch Old Lefty from now on.
That's right. So not only will it reinforce the paranoia, it will remind him of the ancestral crime.
Yeah, but he also he wants Butch to infiltrate Theo's little organization so that he can find out where Penguin's mother is being held. So
exactly right. And
but I would think that Butch would be like, "Dude, you cut off my hand. Screw your mother."
We don't know what's going to happen, do we?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the dinner party.
A very awkward dinner party.
Yeah, Leslie accepts Ed's invite to dinner while James turns it down. Ultimately, they decide upon going. It's a fondue dinner party, and they're just adorable.
Yep.
Ed toasts in a riddle. The less you have, the more they're worth.
Yeah, I caught that. I thought that was a really nice touch. So of course he toasts in a riddle.
Yep, two friends. Leslie says there's a lid to every pot. Very cute. Not much more to the scene, except it's a really sweet scene. And one of the things I noticed was there's quite an analogy happening here. The new couple being in like 50s clothes and kind of in a Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
While the older, more seasoned couple is in more modern clothes.
Right.
So it's like the more modern couple is kind of helping this newer couple into this new world.
But it also fits Gotham's stylistic approach because they have a lot of old things from say the 50s and 60s, maybe even the 40s, that are blended in with today's technology and things, because they do have cell phones on this show.
I know.
But then they have they have like typewriters on the desks at the GCBD station.
They took Bunderslaw's eye for a
retinal scan. Yeah,
right.
A retinal scan. So,
exactly.
Obviously, they've got modern technology, but in some things they're very retro.
Yeah,
it's kind of unsettling, really, because it's like, well, dude, pick a time period already.
I kind of dig that, though. I really do.
Yeah. The Flash kind of tried in the original Flash series from 1990. They did this as well, where they kind of blended the old style look of like cars and whatnot, but then they also had like Barry Allen in his police lab.
Right.
At the same time.
Well, they're doing that a little bit.
Yeah.
With Earth 2 looking kind of 50s and modern at the same time.
And they also did it in the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had Batman with his Batcave and computers and stuff, and then you had everybody wearing fedoras and suits and, looking like old gangsters from Dick Tracy.
Right. Yeah. So, what did you think of this episode?
I enjoyed it. There was a couple of interesting things. At the end of the episode, Theo gets visited by Father Creel.
Oh, right.
And who's apparently a new player on the scene. And he's played by Ron Rifkin, who played none other than Big Bad Arvin Sloan on Alias.
Oh.
So, which also starred Victor Garber, who's now on The Flash. So
that's right.
Alias vets are popping up all over the place.
Tie all those things together.
Jennifer Garner next? I don't know. But he tells Theo that their brothers are crossing the ocean, and Gotham will be redeemed in blood, and Bruce Wayne will die.
Yeah. Do you have Bruce yet? Do you have the boy yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And he apparently will be the instrument of their vindication.
Right.
Yeah. Very strange.
It was.
And we did speculate that the Canes might have been one of the Court of Owls. And
I thought for sure we were going to get the Court of Owls because the way they were talking about all these the Gotham families from back in the day, but we haven't gotten the court yet. So they're setting this up. I don't know if Father Creel's like one of the Court of Owls. Maybe that's what he's talking about the brothers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, we will.
But I give this one 8.5 out of 10 severed hands.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Chop.
I gave it 8 bug-eye masks.
So we're a little bit more on sync on this one.
Yeah. I think her mask was pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
How'd she make those eyes?
Found whatever's lying around, I guess. Bottle caps? I don't know.
It's hard to see through bottle caps.
All right. Maybe they're like,
it's mesh.
Maybe she's got them from like, a costume shop, like
there you go.
Some steampunk type things.
Okay.
The steampunk goggles. Yeah.
What you said.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's run with that. Yeah, that's a ticket.
Okay. So next up, The Flash.
The Flash.
204, Family of Rogues.
203, Family of
3.
Rogues. Yes.
203, Family of Rogues.
Gotcha. Written by
203, Family of Rogues. Like I just put in the document now.
Yeah.
I have a very short, quick, and dirty summary, so I'll have you fill in.
Okay, that's cool.
I watched it twice. For some reason, I zoned out watching. I was enthralled by it the second time.
Okay. So maybe you're just too tired the first time.
Maybe. My quick and dirty summary.
Yeah.
Iris is becoming Lois Lane, I wrote, because she fell out of the building.
I made that point on Twitter. She
Did you?
Yeah, she's getting the Lois Lane Achievement Award.
Yeah. Star Labs is trying to use the wormhole inside the facility as a conduit between the two Earths. Mrs. West is back in town, and Joe is not exactly happy about it.
Nope.
No.
Can't really blame him.
No, can't.
Because she's
unstable.
town. She ditched town and left Iris and Joe.
And him.
Yeah, so we don't know the full details yet, but
no, we don't. So Joe, well, she apparently, the story he told was that she tried to kill herself in front of Iris, and Iris called 911. And then after that, she packed her bags and left town.
But wouldn't Iris remember that?
She was tiny. I don't remember lots of stuff from when I was tiny.
But I would think if something that traumatic would stick with you.
Yeah.
Even as a kid. Especially if you're old enough to call 911.
Yeah. Maybe it's repressed.
Could be repressed. I will give you that one.
Yeah. More unwelcome returns, the Snarts. This time with Daddy Snart, Michael Ironside.
Ooh, yes.
I love.
He's always good in everything. I mean, he was Ham on V. He was Darkseid on Superman the Animated Series.
Yep.
And he's great in everything he's in.
He is.
Love him.
He's taken Lenny, as he's referred to in this episode, and implanted a bomb in Lisa, his daughter. He's using that as leverage to keep his son under his thumb.
Which is not exactly the Daddy of the Year award for Louis Snart. Because what did you do? Oh, I implanted my daughter with a bomb to make my son help me score some diamonds.
Right. Leonard is sticking by his deal with Flash, but Louis will kill people without a problem.
Right.
So this is an issue. Cisco finds a way to get the bomb out of Lisa. And they, again, they have those sparky sparks between them.
Yeah, she lays one on him again.
She does. And they stop Louis. Star Labs stabilizes the wormhole, as they're calling it for now.
Are they calling it? I thought they were calling it a breach.
They called it a wormhole at the beginning of this episode.
Okay, I thought they called it a singularity breach.
Both.
Okay.
But they literally called it a wormhole in this one, and I was like, it's not a wormhole.
It's not a wormhole. You had the wormhole in the season 1 finale.
I know. It's really not a wormhole.
No, it's a
gateway. I know, but it jumped out at me when they said it. So
yeah. Hopefully somebody else that writes next week's episode fixes that.
I know. And Jay decides to stay for now to help out. The professor needs help now more than ever because he's on fire.
Yeah, blue fire.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not normal yellow, white fire.
Yeah. And a quick glimpse of Wells is seen at the end of the episode.
Earth 2 Harrison Wells crosses over.
Yeah, or Earth 1, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? We don't know which Wells it is, but we were kind of introduced to Earth 2 Harrison Wells last episode.
Maybe. Or is it Earth 1 Wells that went through Singularity?
Went through on Earth 2 and now is back on Earth 1.
Right. We don't know which one it is.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to change my grade on this one.
Okay. All right. Hopefully up or down. Or hopefully up, but not...
It's up.
Okay, awesome. So is that all you have?
That's all I have. So please feel free.
All right. So I'll just try to plug in what you didn't cover.
Yeah. I'll talk with you about it.
Okay. Initially, Golden Glider Lisa shows
up. I
up.
like her so much.
Yeah, Peyton List was really good in this episode. I really liked her. Really liked her too. Cisco obviously liked her. But
yeah.
She
got a crush.
She shows up looking for Flash's help to rescue her brother, thinking he was kidnapped. Flash tracks down Captain Cold, who says, "Oh no, I'm not kidnapped. I'm working for my father here." So yeah,
but he doesn't want to show that vulnerability.
Yeah, and then they go back. Flash goes back to Star Labs, and Glider's like, Lenny would never work for Louis willingly because Louis was abusive towards her as a child.
And she shows that scar.
Yeah, and this is something that's out of the comics because Jeff Johns wrote about this in The Flash Volume 2, number 182, where he kind of reveals Captain Cold's childhood background with him and Lisa growing up. Their father was an alcoholic cop or former cop that shot somebody. He got put on, he got put on leave or whatever. And he became this raging drunk and just abused the hell out of both of them, treated them like crap. Lisa was an aspiring ice skater, and Lenny was very protective of her, tried to keep her from, their father abusing Lisa, and then ends up leaving the house, kind of leaves Lisa behind for a while, and then it's a whole big drama, which I was glad to see actually incorporated into the TV series,
especially with Michael Ironside.
Yes, because Michael Ironside does these kind of roles really well.
He's amazing.
So so really great there. Let's see what else we have. Barry poses as safecracker. He infiltrates the gang as Barry Allen.
That was cool.
Yeah, and
I love how they
ahead.
shoot him, and instead of being shot, he just pretends to get shot and he catches the bullet. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's the whole it's like a Christopher Reeve Superman moment.
Right.
When he's a Clark Kent, and he's just holds up the bullet,
See, I wasn't dead. I was only mostly.
Nobody thought he was dead.
Yeah, no.
You're an idiot. You thought Barry was dead.
Right.
From that, but it was pretty clever the way they did it. Barry and Patty Spivot run into each other at Jitters. And Patty awkwardly gives Barry her phone number.
Yeah.
It's like, I gave you my phone number, and oh, you weren't wanting my phone number. Don't.
Yeah. And we saw Linda Park again.
Yeah, we got Linda Park sighting, which is good. Melise Zhao. Yao. So it was great to see her for all of 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But at least we know she's alive, so maybe we'll get more of her again.
Yeah.
Because she was just in 4 episodes last season. She went through a story arc, and then she vanished.
Right.
And I thought, well, okay, where's Linda? Did we not see her again ever? But here she finally shows up, so maybe we'll see her again, hopefully.
And Wally.
Yep. We've got Jay creating that speed cannon device. He talks about he wants to go home, but then Caitlin kind of talks him out of it.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, I think, is crushing on Jay big time.
I think so too.
Which seems a little sudden after Ronnie's death, but he's been dead before, so
yeah.
Maybe she got all that out of her system the first time. I don't know, but it seems a little rushed to me.
Maybe. But I think she also likes the fact that he can contribute to the team.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah, I think she feels sorry for him too that he lost his powers.
Yeah.
So, we talked about the other stuff. So that's
she
all.
Likes damaged men.
Yeah. Oh, and when Lisa was saying goodbye to Cisco, she drives away on a golden motorcycle, of course.
Yeah. On her golden chariot.
Yep.
A golden glider on
a golden glider. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
very cool.
So yeah, dug this episode.
And they're going to try and get help for the professor.
Yeah, we get perhaps a new Matrix of the Firestorm with new character Jefferson Jackson, played by Franz Dramé.
Jax.
Yeah, Jax. They give him a nickname, Jax. In the comics, Jefferson was he was Ronnie's best friend on their basketball team. And he wasn't really much of a character in the Firestorm comics. He's only in assorted whenever Ronnie's in high school, there was Jefferson. But apparently they're going to use him instead of Jason Rush, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Well, they're just bringing Jackson for
a little temporary thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just we need somebody to tide this over until Robbie Amel's available for shooting.
Maybe.
So we're gonna do this, and then he'll come back as Firestorm out of that singularity, or what?
Maybe. Who knows?
So
We'll find out.
maybe Ronnie ended up on Earth 2 and he's kind of stranded there,
Maybe.
or thinks he's stranded there.
Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because we have certain Legends of Tomorrow coming up.
We do.
So I think they're starting to move their chess pieces, especially with Arrow, but we'll get into that later.
We will, yes.
So, yeah. So that's all
and son kills dad. And I like the last line of dad is, I thought you hated the Flash. Yeah. And he said, I do, but not as much as I hate you.
Yeah, because he put a bomb in his sister. Yeah. He's not going to let that slide. And even if he has this code against killing now, I guess that one, we're just going to toss that aside.
I think Flash is okay with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the greater.
No. Well, he wasn't. He kind of says, you didn't have to kill him.
Yeah, but
yeah.
He's going to shrug that one off, I think.
He's not going to lose any tears over it.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's for the greater good.
Yeah. The greater good.
Yeah. So I gave this one 8 frozen laser beams. Pew pew.
Pew pew pew.
And I noticed you kind of countered mine.
Yeah, I did. I had 8.5 implanted micro bombs. Boom, boom, boom.
Pew pew.
Boom, boom, boom.
And I wrote it laser beams.
Yeah.
Like that.
And BEEMS.
That's right. And laser with the Z. Laser beams.
Lasers.
Yep. So on to iZombie.
iZombie.
Again, the 3rd episode of season 2.
There you go.
And that one I got right.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
Real Dead Housewife of Seattle.
Yeah. Zombie of the Week is a desperate housewife.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn from Max Rager had an affair with her. More of Major working for Max Rager and doing Utopium.
Mm-hmm.
Liv and Major have a run-in, and afterwards he goes at it with Gilda.
Right.
Peyton's back to Liv and Ravi's surprise. Mm-hmm. Ravi has moved on, but things are awkward.
Awkward?
Yeah. It's Liv's birthday, and she's lamenting about not having friends to share it with.
She drinks alone.
Yeah. Peyton kind of comes through with a cake in absentia.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence, Housewives Hubs, informs Vaughn he's working towards a hostile takeover. Silly Terrence, because Vaughn happens to have zombie Dr. Walker on hand to take care of things.
Silly Terrence, tricks are for kids.
That's right. And I have some points. These are from the AV Club because they put them better than I could.
Yeah.
A quote, that belongs to someone. A long time ago, we used to be friends. And now I'm Miss Lily Kane, they wrote.
Yep.
Gilda is Duclark's daughter.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Understand that correctly?
Yeah, because the way I thought she was all kind of jealous there because she and Vaughn were kind of getting it on.
Yeah.
But then it turns out she's his daughter.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Liv seeing the vision of Vaughn having sex with, her via the brain she ate was simultaneously hilarious and so gross.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Hello, Dick Casablancas Sr. Rob Thomas might be typecasting you. At least in Veronica Mars, you didn't get eaten by the undead.
Yeah.
And there's a reason I'm not getting hitched, because you can't legally marry your own reflection. I love that line.
Yeah.
That's great.
Right.
So yeah, Ravi and Liv are a bit taken aback by Peyton's abrupt return.
Yeah, that was very interesting. You mentioned these lines. There's a lot of great lines in this episode. This was written by Kit Voss.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kit Moxie.
Yeah, who seems to write the best dialogue for this show.
Yeah, the snappiest.
Snappiest, exactly. There's always really great lines in this one, and you mentioned a couple there. But as far as Peyton, she just kind of turns up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And Robbie comes home, finds the dog from Major, this zombie guy that Major kills earlier in the episode. And just as he's asking about the dog, Peyton walks in and starts apologizing for leaving him and leaving everybody to go where we still don't know where she went.
Right.
And then Ravi ends up telling Peyton that he knows about Liv, and so does Major. They know all that Liv's a zombie. And then there's this really awkward hug.
Yeah.
Between Ravi and, well, like, like Peyton just wants to hug it out with Ravi, and Ravi's like, okay.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, he's
I
like
don't really want
almost
it.
kind of looking at us going, please help me get out of this.
Yeah. He didn't want to hug her.
Yeah, which
I don't think he's forgiven her at all for leaving.
I don't, I wouldn't say it'd be that easy to forgive someone like that for just leaving like that. Now, if there was a reason, but she hasn't given us a reason why she left.
Well, she had to wrap her head around the fact that her best friend was a zombie, I guess. But
but it's just like you're gonna walk out on your
pretty
boyfriend.
lame.
You're gonna walk on your boyfriend and everybody else. No.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, not good.
No.
You turn to your boyfriend and you talk to them about it.
Right.
That's what you do. You don't just leave.
And if she had, then all Ravi had to do was just like, well, actually, I've been working with Liv in the morgue, and we talk. She's a zombie, yeah. We've been trying to figure out a cure and all this, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And talk her off the ledge, but she didn't.
Right. Now, all through this episode, Liv was trying to get people to do something with her on Friday, which it turns out it was her birthday. But she wasn't telling anyone it was her birthday. And people kept saying they had other plans, which was disappointing. And then the one person who could do something with her turned out to be the murderer.
Right.
And so she was very disappointed.
Alex Town.
By all that. Yeah.
The brain of the week this time was a wealthy socialite.
Yeah.
Named was it here? Taylor.
Right.
And so Liv takes on this persona of this, wealthy socialite.
Right.
And, so she's talking, of course, about shoes and outfits, and she was actually, she's actually like, they had Liv dressed in some really hot outfits.
Really nice outfits.
She looks sharp.
Her hair looked good.
But, and then she ends up later in this drag out in a shoe store, which I thought was funny.
Yeah. I loved the dialogue in this episode. But there were some big holes in it for me.
Yeah.
The whole Peyton thing kind of bothered me. Her just showing up out of nowhere. I was like, what?
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. And I didn't love the whole Major thing in this episode.
Yeah, things still are really weird with Major.
Yeah, really weird.
Because this episode, he does his little zombie detector thing in an elevator with this guy, and he ends up like following the guy later as the guy's out jogging with his dog at night. Ends up injecting the guy in the neck, and then kidnaps the guy, throws him in his trunk. But he takes the dog. At least he doesn't leave the dog behind alone.
Yeah, but still.
And then he ends up killing the guy, dumping him over that famous bridge that we see. We've been seeing. Keeps the dog, and apparently brings it home, and he's like, "Oh, this is going to be my dog now."
Right.
So
yeah, it's just weird, right?
And then he ends up like he's working out at the gym, and he's taking that utopium, little hits of that, and then was it here? What's her name?
Sleeping with Gilda.
Gilda, yes, thank you. Yeah, because she's, she shows up at the gym, starts flirting with him blatantly because she's all dressed out in her spandex and doing squats and bending over right in front of him. Like, here, you want this? And then she
putting her foot in his crotch.
Right.
She's so weird.
And then they end up like all of a sudden dropping everything and macking on each other.
Yeah.
And start taking their clothes off. So apparently they did it right there in the workout facility.
Weird.
So yeah, he's on this weird like death spiral.
He is very much so. And he and Peyton did not get along very well because Peyton was like, "You need to go to bed," and I thought that was a very strange interchange as well.
Yeah.
Why would Peyton say that?
Well, I think she was trying to get rid of him so she could talk to Ravi.
Yeah, sure, but why couldn't she just say, "Ravi and I need to talk"? Why would she treat him like a little kid?
It's because she's always treated him like a little kid.
I guess. It was just weird.
Yeah, it was.
And then, you know, the cake in the fridge again was strange, but
Yeah.
And
What I want to know is maybe Peyton didn't leave it. Maybe
Oh,
Gilda left it. So,
interesting.
you know, that shows she can manipulate Liv a little bit.
Could be.
How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right. I had to give you something to think about.
And I have to admit, I wasn't fond of the Desperate Housewife thing through the whole episode.
Yeah.
It would have been all right if it was toned down just the hair.
Oh, you thought it was just over the top.
It was a little over the top.
It was, but it made me laugh, so I rolled.
It did. It made me laugh until it got on my nerves.
Okay. See, it never got on my nerves, so maybe that's why my grade is higher.
Okay. So, I mean, I liked the dialogue. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
The only things were the strangeness of Peyton and Major, and then the Desperate Housewife thing wore on me.
Yeah.
But there were some good points. It was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the Zombie of the Week storyline was kind of muddled, I thought.
Mm-hmm. It was very convoluted.
Yeah.
I had a tough time figuring out the logic behind it.
Right.
But I did like the bit at the end with Terrence, where he goes into the Vaughn's office.
Yeah, that was cool.
Vaughn's doing Tai Chi.
Right.
Like over the television.
Didn't you think it was a video? And then
I thought he was watching a video or something.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he says something, and the guy waves to him and leaves.
Yep. Yeah. And then he starts talking about it's like, we're gonna do a hostile takeover. And Vaughn's like, well, let's go down to my secret lab.
And by the way, I don't think anyone would go and announce they're going to do a hostile takeover.
Right.
No one would do that. But Terrence, of course, would.
Yeah, apparently he was just begging to be killed.
Yes.
Another social Darwinism award here.
Right.
Because
exactly.
You tell somebody you're gonna do a hostile takeover to force them out, and then he invites you down to his secret lab, and you're like, okay, let's go. And then they go down, and of course he gets locked inside with the zombie that ends up gnawing on him.
Right.
And apparently it's a rabid zombie, not.
Yeah, it's not so good.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably not eaten in a while.
Yeah. But I got the indication that this was like the original zombie, maybe.
Could be.
That this
might have been.
Like this was a scientific experiment that failed.
That went bad.
And then, with the developing the Max Rager stuff, and then the originals, he kept the scientist or whatever that was responsible for it.
Might have been.
So.
Very cool. So what did you give it? I know you liked it.
Yeah, I just laughed at this. I really enjoyed Kit Boss's writing a lot. So I give this one 8.5 out of 10. Birthday cakes left in the fridge.
Very good.
But I know you were understandably not as impressed. So.
No, I love her writing. I really do.
Yeah.
It was just, I mentioned the stuff I didn't like. So I gave it 6.5 Ankh pendants.
Okay.
Because that's what he was wearing when he was having sex with her.
I was kind of disappointed we didn't get our porn music during the,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we needed Major and Gilda.
There you go. And also.
Yeah.
Vaughn and.
Vaughn and Taylor. Yeah. Was in Liv's vision.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I'm off my game tonight.
That's all right. I liked Liv's little meltdown because she's kind of channeling Taylor.
Right.
And talking about how
she's having sex.
Yeah, she sees them having sex, and then Vaughn is talking about how well, she was too old for me or something like that, and then she takes offense at it personally.
I'm not your little whore.
Yeah, I'm not your little whore, and throws a drink at him and stuff. And Clive's just like, girl, what's up with you?
Yeah. Clive did not know what was going on.
Yeah. And Vaughn's just like really, sneery bad guy going, oh, you always seem to have this negative reaction toward me.
Yeah. Well, duh.
Because you're a bad guy? Surprise.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Jerk.
Okay.
All right, so on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Devils You Know.
Devils You Know. 304.
Yep.
Quick and dirty summary. S.H.I.E.L.D. and ATCU are working together. They're using Multiplicity Alicia. That's what I call her.
Yep.
But Lash kills the life.
Alicia Plicity?
There you go.
There you go.
She's sent to talk to the Inhuman couple as well as the couple. Lots of sandpapery rubbing between Rosalind and Coulson, I put.
Ooh.
What do you think? They seem to be flirting a little bit, don't you
Yeah,
think?
and Daisy's not too happy about it.
No, she's not. She doesn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Um,
She's like, old people gross. No, just kidding.
yeah, she kind of is, though.
Yeah, but
However, she learns during this mission that Inhumans were around before the Terrigen outbreak.
mhm.
Simmons is talking to Andrew about her PTSD and tries to discuss her new mission to return to the planet, but he doesn't want to hear it. May is being abrasive towards Hunter.
Nice. I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah, he is kind of a weird Hawkeye ripoff.
He is. They keep trying to find the identity of Lash and are keeping ATCU in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Social Security employee Dwight is an Inhuman finder, and he's helping Lash in finding them.
Yep.
Lash ambushes the transport carrying Dwight and the gang and takes him out. It seems Lash has a Jekyll Hyde thing going on as well, because he turns into a human. Ish.
Yeah, we don't know.
We just see a shadow.
We just see a shadow, shrink into normal human shape.
However, I suspect it's a human and someone that we know.
Yeah.
Hunter gets to the Hydra facility, and his cover is blown when he sees Ward.
Right.
Whoops. Taunting and gunfire ensue.
Bad move, Hunter.
Right. May joins in the fun, but Ward has an ace up his sleeve. Andrew is in his crosshairs, and he has Werner von Strucker / Andrew blow him up real good.
Blowed him up real good.
Yep, and it looks like Ward may be a goner as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I have.
Ward's not a goner. Ward just got shot in the shoulder.
Right, he got shot.
He's not
Well,
dead.
we don't know. Okay, you think he's not dead?
He's not dead. You don't die from a shoulder wound.
Okay, do you
especially Ward? No.
Do you think they're going to take him in?
No, because he got away.
Okay.
He climbed in that car and drove off with a shoulder wound. And then Hunter's like, he got away. He got away.
And he would have gotten away with it too
if it wasn't your meddling S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. No.
Yeah.
But,
okay, so.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to bring up the fact, I don't know if you have the notes open still. No, my notes.
Oh, your notes. No, I don't have them.
Okay. Hunter is wearing an Adidas tracksuit.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
And there have been lots of parallels made to the Tracksuit Mafia.
Yes, the Tracksuit Mafia from Hawkeye. Yes.
From the Hawkeye.
It's tracksuit, bro.
Right. And I put this. He sees us, bro. He saw us, bro. He's on now, bro.
Yep.
Bro, bring it, bro.
I love the tracksuit. Tracksuit Draculas. That's what they're called.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, the tracksuit Draculas. I love the tracksuit Draculas in Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Great comic, and then just they're so funny.
It is exactly these tracksuits.
These Russian meatheads in tracksuits, and just calling everyone bro, and then calling themselves bro,
right.
And it's just so funny.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd bring that up because I'm only bringing it up because 2 or 3 different outlets have made that comparison.
There are definitely Hawkeye analogs here going.
Right. Yep. So I thought I'd bring it up as well and say it's hilarious if they're doing that on purpose.
I want to see the real tracksuit Dracula show up.
I would love that.
That would be hilarious.
I would love that.
Like maybe if Hunter went to a bar and the tracksuit Draculas were in the bar
and they
were sitting around the table talking, bro, right. Bro, and then he gets
hey
bro, yeah.
Why are you wearing that tracksuit, bro?
Yeah.
We are the only ones that can wear it, bro.
Is our tracksuit, bro? Bro, seriously, bro. I mean, bro.
That would be great.
That would be gold.
Yeah, let's do that.
Make that happen, Agents.
Make it happen, Agents.
We are requesting that.
Yes.
So, all right. So you finished with your little
go for it.
Quick and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what I've got here. The whole business, like we were talking about the beginning. You were talking about the beginning with Alicia. where she shows up at the house of the Inhuman couple, and
well, one of her
yeah, at least one,
things.
yeah. She tells him like the Terrigen got out, the world sees him as a threat. We need to stick together. But then the couple ask if Alicia was this one who sent this email to bring everybody back together.
Mm-hmm.
And Alicia's like, "What email?"
Mm-hmm.
And of course, at that moment, Lash comes in, kills everybody. But then you find out they cut to inside. Was it the hangar or something? Where Alicia, the real Alicia, is telling Coulson that her dupe was killed.
Right.
So she's still around.
Right.
She's like multiple. She's basically Madrox, the multiple man.
Right. It's just one of her
Yeah.
lives has been killed.
Pretty much. And then, May's still pissed at Garner.
Yep.
Because she shows up at S.H.I.E.L.D. to warn Coulson that Hunter is becoming too personal and reckless in his mission. And then she refuses to talk to Garner at all.
Mm-hmm.
And because we find out that Garner left as they were trying to rekindle their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Bobby, to give Bobby something to do because she's still rehabbing.
Yeah.
She analyzes this hair sample from Lash, which apparently is deteriorating.
Yeah.
Which is a little unusual.
Well, I'm guessing it's because Lash changes back and forth.
I'm sure, but they don't know that.
Right.
So yeah, but I'm sure that's what's going on. Fitz finds that binder of notes and data that Simmons is working on.
What is this?
And yeah, Simmons gets angry. Simmons smash because she thinks that Bobby, stabbed her in the back and talked to Fitz, even though she talked to her in confidence. And Bobby's like, "No, dude." Fitz has no clue what's going on at this point, and Bobby's just like, "Talk to Simmons. Leave me out of this. You two, seriously. I can't deal with you." We got Hunter. Hunter on that Hydra mission. When you went through all that, but how pissed was May at that whole business after she's telling she's ready to just okay, I'll let you go, just leave my ex-husband alone. And then Hunter's like, no, this is on, we're doing this, and tries to kill Ward, fails miserably, only shoots him in the shoulder. And then Andrew gets blowed up real good, like you said. And May is just like giving Hunter the, I'm going to kill you now.
She might.
And she'd probably be justified in that.
Now, do you think Andrew's really dead, though?
Well, yeah, it's one of those, well, he's off screen. We saw some, we saw somebody who looks like Andrew, sort of. We didn't see his face.
Right.
So if you don't see their face, are they really dead?
Right.
So, just saw a lot of destroyed convenience store wherever he was. So, yeah.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance he could still be alive.
Right.
But as far as May knows, he's blowed up real good. May has no other reason to think otherwise. So it's on between May and Hunter now.
Oh, it's on.
It's on. Big time.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Yes, exactly. And then lastly, we have Simmons working on her mysterious project in her room. Fitz shows up with tea and crumpets or whatever the Brits do.
Yeah.
He wants to know why Simmons wants to reopen the portal. Simmons says, well, she's going to need Fitz's help because, stuff happened. There was stuff. And I'm going to tell you the truth about it, ... next week on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's right.
And you're like, damn it.
That's kind of why I didn't bring it up, because I was like, wah, wah,
It's like,
but she does try and bring it up with him.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And there has been.
So next week looks like this really big Simmons episode as we find out what happened to her on Hala or wherever she was.
Right. There has been various and sundry speculation about who Lash is.
Yeah.
On the interwebs.
He's not Lash because Lash is an actual character in humans.
Right.
But apparently, okay. Who is this? What is the speculation?
Well, who is Lash another character?
he's an Inhuman in the Inhumans comics.
Right,
So
but
he doesn't have a secret. He doesn't have a secret identity.
Secret. Okay, but apparently he
They
can
gave him-
change and be someone else.
They gave him one here, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's Rosalind.
I think it's her little hench guy.
Yeah, I think it's the bald guy.
Kibo or whatever his name is. No, I don't know. I don't know what his name is.
Are you calling him the Cloud City guy?
I don't know.
Is that the Cloud City guy?
I don't know.
Really? Is that Lando's guy?
I don't know. No, that's Lobot.
Lobot.
He kind of looks like Lobot.
He does.
He does look like Lobot. I will give you that. So let's just call him Lobot because that's a much better name.
He looks just like
so
him.
Yeah, I think Lash is Lobot.
Okay.
You see, now we're kind of late into the podcast. We're kind of hitting that giddy stage. So this is when it gets really good, kids.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm in pain and I haven't gotten a lot of sleep this week, so I'm really off my game this week.
Hold on, kids. We're off for a ride.
Yeah, but we only have one more show to go.
That's true. Oh,
and it is. Oh, did we give our score?
No. We did not give our score. So hurry up.
So I give it 7.5 Adidas tracksuits.
It's tracksuit, bro.
It's tracksuit, bro. It's Adidas tracksuit.
Do you have problem with tracksuit, bro? What is problem, bro?
Because I can throw down right now, bro.
Bro, no problem. You should not have problem with tracksuit.
Bro?
Bro.
Do you even lift, bro? Do you even lift, bro?
I love that. That's gold.
So what did you give it?
I gave it 8 out of 10 deteriorating hair samples, bro.
Oh, bro, that is great.
Hair samples, they're deteriorating. Why we don't know.
We were very close.
Yes.
Very close. I don't know why. I'm just kind of negative this week. Maybe it's because I don't feel good.
That could be.
Yeah,
that could have influenced your outlook.
Guys, maybe pump me up a half of a grade on all these. Pretend I'm saying them all one grade up.
Maybe next week you'll feel better. Or
I will. I'm sure.
Okay. You need a rebound.
Yeah, I'll rebound next week.
Okay, so last one, Arrow.
Arrow, the 3rd episode of season 4, Restoration.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good name, I guess.
Yeah.
For this episode. Quick and dirty summary.
Yeah.
Dig and Ollie are trying to get answers out of Hive. Instead, Dig gets a fake tooth with the cyanide tablet. Ollie and Felicity try to get back on Diggle's good side to no avail. Argus Dude shows up at Dig's pad to give him a lead on Hive.
Right.
Dark is bringing in Mina Fayed, who is the Hive member that put the hit on his brother. She brings Jeremy Tell Double Down.
It's Double Down.
I know.
I think Double Down's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's Flash comic, but yeah.
You see why I make this.
I know, it's Gambit cards.
I'm just making a joke.
I know you're making a joke.
Okay. Oliver goes to a robbery, which is a ruse set up for him to run into Dee Dee.
Yep.
It's the same place.
Not Daredevil Dee Dee.
No, Double Down.
Double Down.
It's the same place Diggle has followed Mina to as well. Mm-hmm. Felicity opens a can on the guys because they're acting like big babies.
Yeah.
Someone had to.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people like this.
Yeah. Ollie mentions Fayed, so Dig shows Ollie his book of clues, and he realizes they need to work together to take down Hive. Mm-hmm. Too bad Dark takes out Fayed before they get to her. Oliver vows to help him get revenge in order to earn his respect back. While they're gone, Felicity and Curtis examine the card to find Double Down, but he finds them first. She ends up letting him into the lair, but he only knows Felicity's secret.
Yep.
Oliver.
So, thanks for blowing that secret lair, Felicity.
I know, right?
Again.
Right? Ollie and Dig catch up with Double Down, and Ollie takes a playing card for Dig.
Mm-hmm. 3 of them. He took 3 cards for Dig.
I know, right?
Yep.
It's not so good.
Yep.
Thea and Laurel make it to Nanda Parbat, but Malcolm and Nissa refuse to help them. Nissa explains what the pool will do if they use it to bring Sarah back, but Laurel isn't taking it well. Mm-hmm. Merlin is telling Thea about the pool and that she has the anger from all the people that have been cured before her. She must kill the person who wronged her or sate herself by just killing blindly. He'll take her to see a sage that might be able to rid her of this malady.
I was hoping for Vic Sage, but
Yeah.
So, the question, but sadly,
Yeah.
that was not the case.
Daddy supplies her with a couple of dudes to kill and confesses there is actually no Sage. Yeah. Come on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thea decides to leave with Laurel, and Merlin uses the pit as an option for Sarah as a last-ditch effort to keep her there.
Yep.
Nyssa runs in during the Lazarus Pit ceremony and tries to stop it, but doesn't get there in time. Sarah's back, but in what capacity?
She's crazy.
A little feral, yeah.
Yeah.
Nyssa destroys the pit.
Like
and then
eating,
I wrote,
eating a turtle feral?
Who knows? It looked pretty dire. And I wrote in parentheses, are there many of them like in the comics?
Good question.
Because there is way more than one.
There's got to be more. There's got to be more. When we need a Lazarus pit, there will be another.
Yeah.
There is another.
And then side stories. Island.
Yes.
And I wrote, WTF, where did this farm come from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
The soldiers are protecting policing the crops, which are a heroin coca hybrid. Mm-hmm. Someone stole some of the product, and Conklin is a mite bit put out. Conklin thinks killing will get the info.
Conklin was the redneck guy?
Yes.
Okay, thought so. I just call him redneck guy.
Okay. Conklin thinks killing will get the info, but all he uses torture with better results. When the woman who took it confesses, he offers to make her disappear instead. Yep. He runs his soldier shadow
with laser beams.
With laser beams. He runs his soldier shadow over a landmine and gets the chick out of harm's way. And then, as my last note, is Ray in Felicity's phone?
And it's an interesting theory. Now, I've been saying that Ray was shrunk down.
Yeah.
But I hadn't considered that he's in the phone. But that would be interesting.
I think he might be.
So that's all you have for the quick and dirty?
That's all I have. That's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, there was a lot. I've got a lot of notes on that one too. So let's try and get through this really quickly.
Let's do.
You covered a good chunk of it, so that's good.
I changed my grade, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We talked about Argus dude. We talked about him. This Mina Fayed meets with Damien Dark about the growing issues of vigilantes in Star City.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Hive's got a problem with that. That's when she brings in Double Down and kills one of Dark's men for free, then says Green Arrow's going to cost you extra.
By the way, that special effect was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He would peel off a card and another card would
regenerate. Yeah.
And they did it really nicely, I thought.
Yeah. Now, Double Down in the comics, he's a Flash villain. He's created by Jeff Johns. So in the Flash comics, his powers are supernatural in origin. Like he was playing cards with some guy and then ended up getting like cursed or whatever. Okay. And so, or he got a hold of this mystical deck of cards, something like that, and he got into he got bonded with it. So so there it's supernatural. Here, of course, it has to be, he was playing cards when the particle accelerator.
No, he was getting a tattoo.
Oh yeah, he was getting tattoo when the particle accelerator went.
Right.
So he couldn't just be a cool supernatural villain like Damien Dark.
Right.
He has to be,
Right.
I don't know why they had to change that. In my opinion, they didn't need to. But he was played by J.R. Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
And who was really cool in this episode. I liked him a lot as Double Down.
Yeah. He was good.
Yeah. Oh, and this episode, Restoration, was written by Wendy Miracle, one of the showrunners, and this guy named Speed Weed.
Oh, yes, Speed Weed.
So
when I read him in the...
I'm like, what? The dude's name is Speed Weed? Really?
My spoilers never got published as an episode, but when I read Speed Weed, I giggled a lot afterwards.
I'm like, really?
Speed Weed.
Speed Weed.
I know, it's great.
Hi, Speed. And my name is... What?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that's just a pseudonym because...
I don't know. It's an IMDb as Speed Weed.
Or is that some like hippie dude name? I don't know what's up.
Who knows? It's fantastic.
Speed Weed.
Hard to forget.
Seriously, look it up in the credits. It's there. Speed.
I know.
I'm not making it up. All right. We had, the Felicity scolding Oliver scene.
That was fantastic.
Basically, yeah, she's just, all of a sudden Felicity has turned into the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you guys went out and you went out on your own and you didn't have backup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put you two in a timeout until you start trusting each other.
That's a really good Felicity impression.
That's my horrible Felicity impression.
Right on.
Right on. Yeah.
She says, if you don't get your stuff together,
yeah,
I'm going to get some Mirakuru soldiers to come and work things out with you. That's what she says.
But yeah, so I'm just, everybody seemed to love this moment with Felicity. So,
it was good. She was going to open up a can on him.
Yeah. And well, in a way, it was good because it's like, okay, we're finally getting resolution of this, like, Diggle doesn't trust Oliver anymore business, which has dragged on quite a long time. Too long. So thank God that was over. Yeah, where Diggle talks, like, he talks to Oliver, he says, well, I don't feel like I can take a bullet for you now. So, of course, Oliver takes 3 playing cards to the chest for Diggle later on.
Right.
Because, irony.
Right.
And
because irony.
Because irony.
Because yes.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly. Yeah, when Double Down fails to kill Green Arrow, Damien Dark not happy.
Oh no.
And so
Damien Dark doesn't really put up with failure, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's not down with that. Which, if you're a big bad, you gotta lay down the law.
Although, technically, one could say that he has failed.
Right, but no, he's not going to see it that way.
No.
The big guys never do. It's always your fault. Not, anybody else's fault. I brought you in to deal with Green Arrow. You didn't deal with Green Arrow, so you failed. So he ends up killing Mina Fayad with Double Down's card. He starts using this telekinesis. So he's got another superpower in his bag of tricks.
Right.
And he threatens Double Down with the cards, kind of slices his face just to make a point. But before all that goes down, Mina Fayed, or I guess Hive, wants to go ahead with Phase 3 of Genesis.
Right.
And, this is where, like, that big-eared dude in Star Trek 3 goes, Genesis?
Well, that means, like, a rebirth, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And, Genesis is planet forbidden. And you have Bones going, like, how can you be deaf with ears like that? I love that scene. I'm sorry. It's
very nice.
Yeah, it's DeForest Kelly. I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah. Couldn't resist. Now, after that this whole business with Malcolm mentioning that Thea's only going to get healed if she kills the one responsible for her condition. And Thea responds, well, I can't do that because Roz is dead. But here's my question. Is Malcolm the one who's actually responsible because he orchestrated the events that led to Thea being killed by Roz? So does Thea apparently need to kill Malcolm to become normal now? So that's
what I say.
That's what I'm thinking.
He started the whole thing.
He started the whole chain of events.
And I think that is why he is supplying these guys to her.
Right. But he doesn't know. Does he think that Thea needs to kill him? Or or is he totally unaware of it?
Oh, no, I think he knows.
You think he knows?
Yeah, sure.
So he's willing to just get killed so Thea can be okay?
No.
Okay.
He's not willing to.
So he's trying to take out his daughter?
No.
Well, if he's going to leave her alive...
He's diverting her attention from it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
He's bringing in these dudes for her to kill and...
Right. And therefore, like, oh yeah, all you have to do is just kill some guys every month and you'll be right as rain.
Correct.
Princess.
And he's letting her think that it was Roz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. Okay, I get it. I get you. I get where you're coming from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not going to say, hey, it's me you got to kill.
But yeah, because I was connecting the dots in this episode. Like, okay, early on you said that, like, you're kind of responsible, and then later on you're saying, oh, Roz is the one responsible, and you can only get redeemed by killing that person. So I'm like, does that mean that, okay, logically, then Thea needs to kill you, Malcolm? Sucks to be you. So this might be the last season we get of Malcolm Merlin, maybe.
Might be.
Yeah.
So does that mean
and that would mean what? Nyssa becomes head of the League of Assassins.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm thinking.
Because Thea wouldn't want it.
Then we'd be done with the whole League of Assassins, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway. Let's see what. Oh, I'm trying to figure out who this woman that Oliver saved is supposed to be, because she seems important. We keep focusing on her, and Oliver rescued her in the flashback scene.
Yeah, I don't know who she's supposed to be either.
I don't know who. I'm trying to figure that out. Now the whole business with inside Curtis's lab, after the double down attack, they're cleaning up. Curtis is all excited because he gets to work for somebody to make the world a better place. And then all of a sudden Felicity's phone acts up again. It acted up earlier when she was in Curtis's lab. And this had happened near the T-spheres. So we get the first, in this episode, we got the first appearance of the T-spheres, Mr. Terrific. And it's the second time it spells out her name.
Yeah.
So either Ray, like you said, is either in the phone or he's got some way to access the phone.
Yeah.
But apparently, I'm thinking he's just shrunk down and stuck that way.
Yeah.
Which is why we haven't seen him.
Well, he shrunk down. I mean.
Yeah. And then, of course, after...
Can you see him jumping on the buttons?
Yeah, going, hey, I'm right here! But, you think he'd just figure out some way to just go, hey, I'm shrunk.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If he could spell out Felicity.
Yeah, why can't he just say, hey, I'm shrunk?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Same number of letters almost, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm tiny.
Yeah. Shrunk down, something like that. Now
Ray is Atom.
Yeah, pretty much. After Sarah gets resurrected, Nyssa destroys the Lazarus pit, like you talked about. There's got to be another one out there because there always is. And then she threatens Laurel with that everything that happens with Sarah is now on her hands. So apparently it's on between Laurel and Nyssa.
It's on.
Like Donkey Kong.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, Nyssa didn't want her resurrected, which is saying something.
Right.
Because Nyssa loved Sarah a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And that is not a good thing.
So we'll see what happens.
We shall.
All right. So what did you give this episode?
I bumped it up to 8, and I said 8 Matrix phones.
Okay. And I give this...
Like the Matrix.
Right. I did, didn't it? And I give this one 8 out of 10 terrific T-spheres.
They were terrific.
Yeah, they look just as they did in the comics, which I was very happy about.
Very terrific.
I'm like, I better see...
People got those hints last week?
I better see 3 of those things flying around Curtis very soon. That's all I'm saying.
I think we were really subtle with the terrific hints.
Terrific. I thought we were terrific with it.
And subtle. And terrific. So feedback.
Yeah, feedback.
We got feedback.
All right.
Justina again?
Again. She's really pumping these things out. Hopefully she's a bit expedient.
She is.
All right, great.
It's quick.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Hi, Karen and Charles. Another week of superhero TV. Here we go. Monday, Gotham. What side is Sid Bunderslaw on anyway? I remember a few weeks ago he sent Bruce away with a cookie. Did he send him away because he's doing something bad and he wants to be rid of Bruce? Or did he send him away to try to protect him? The man that looked like a monk at the end, he had sort of an ancient air around him. He gave me a sort of Ra's al Ghul vibe, like he was actually present back in the time of that flashback when the knife was used originally. This episode got 7 out of 10 eyeballs for scanners. Tuesday, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I give this episode 8 out of 10 blue is for biological. I'm a lab person myself, so this was particularly funny to me. I'm really enjoying the season so far. Lash is a really fascinating character. May is awesome. And even though I don't really like that Ward is a bad guy, he is a really good bad guy. The Flash gets 8 out of 10 Flash lattes. Patty's crush on Barry is really cute. I love Captain Cold and how he walks the line between good and bad. He'll do anything for his sister, but when it comes to the Flash, you're never quite sure whether he will help Barry or hurt Barry. Professor
That's what makes
Stein
him
is completely
interesting.
unstable.
Right.
He's like one of those compounds in organic chemistry that cannot exist on its own. iZombie gets 7 out of 10 birthday cakes. The runner-up was 7 out of 10 pocket squares. Rose MacGyver is amazing. Every week it's like she has to play a brand new character, and I just love every incarnation of this Brain of the Week scenario. I hate the situation that Major is stuck in, and this was a blameless episode. Bummer. Arrow, 9 out of 10 crazy canaries. This was my favorite episode of the week. This episode was super awesome. Sarah's back! I am so excited to see Katie Lotz, but I'm so sad because Sarah is suffering so badly. But Katie Lotz's performance was amazing. The emotion she portrayed with no words at all. She is connected to no one and nothing. She seems totally blank. But she portrayed her suffering with no words, just her eyes and those guttural animalistic sounds. Felicity was super awesome in this episode. I was giggling when she was shooting a machine gun without even looking. I think Ray is in Felicity's phone, trying to communicate with her and ask her for help. Because if you're the size of an atom, you are going to need some help. Have a super week.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
She and I were on the same wavelength with the phone thing this week.
Apparently.
Yeah. I wrote that, by the way, before she sent that in.
Okay.
So there's that. Yeah, so she sent us feedback, and how can other people send us feedback?
Why? I'm getting a little feedback myself.
You are?
Yeah, I'm hearing like double here. This is weird. Okay, there it goes.
All right.
Yeah, they can find us at Fandom Zonecast on Twitter, or you can give us feedback on Facebook, the Fandom Zone Podcast. Hey, crazy. What a crazy name. Or you can drop us a line on iTunes. We would love for you to give us a review on iTunes because we haven't had one of those in ages.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, give us a review. Let us know what you think. Hopefully you like us. We like you, so hopefully you like us.
Of course.
And Karen, where can they reach you?
At Eliveria on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have just updated my About Me page, and the link to that is in my bio on Twitter. And it has all of my podcasts.
Yeah, you have a new Supergirl podcast.
I do. We actually have our first episode out, episode 00.
Nice.
Which is our introduction podcast. And we have gotten pretty good feedback.
That's cool. I'm going to have to check that out. I wasn't aware that episode 00 is up.
It is. It's up. People seem to like it.
I will have to check that out.
Okay.
And we're going to, of course, cover Supergirl next week because we don't have enough comic book shows to talk about. So let's make it 7 comic book shows.
It's going to be crazy.
Can't one of these shows go on repeat at least, for a couple weeks? And
it's going to happen soon.
Help us out. Holidays are coming up, so yeah.
Yep.
Gotta. All right. And anything else? Me, of course, I'm at Charles Skaggs on Twitter and at Charles Skaggs on Instagram. I'm on the Facebook, and that all the kids are on, and all the crazy kids are on the Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus.
So no crazy kids on Facebook. They're all
they're just the regular kids on the Facebook, but the crazy kids are on the Google Plus.
Who are on the Twitter?
Trolls apparently. But no,
my favorite is Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. Yeah, I have a ball on Twitter. I'd live tweet a lot of these shows. So if you enjoy the live tweeting, want to hear some smack talk, I'm your guy.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of funny on there sometimes.
She is always funny on there sometimes.
Always funny.
Always sometimes. Yeah, I know. I got the little incongruity there.
I like that.
That was the joke. And then of course my blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee, and Hot, where I talk about all the shows that we talk about. We don't need to list them here because there's 5,000 of them, and all kinds of comic book on TV news.
Mm-hmm.
So you may find that interesting.
That's right, bro.
That's right, bro. We have all kinds of comic books, and we also share. You post all kinds of stuff on the comic books on the TVs, on the Facebook, bro. And it's all over the place. Everybody loves the photos you post.
That's right. Michael Chiklis does because he reblogged one of my photos, bro.
Chiklis?
Yes.
Is Chiklis, bro?
He's Chiklis, bro. I fangirled and I said, and so this happened, and I put it on the Twitter machine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was very happy.
You should be. That's awesome.
So, bro.
Bro, well played, bro.
That looks like it for this week. Yes, bro?
Yes, bro. Is next week, we have the 7 shows, bro.
That's right, bro. So we take care of all that for you, bros. Out there in listening land.
Have we made you totally sick of this bro thing yet?
No, come on. The Tracksuit Mafias are awesome.
Tracksuit Draculas.
Yeah, but still, I like Mafia too.
Yeah.
They're called both.
They're called both, but yeah, I like Draculas because they have that accent, bro.
I know. Like
So
they're from
the I just picture Hawkeye calling them the tracksuit Draculas. So
yeah.
That's kind of funny. But yeah. So yeah, we'll see you next week, guys.
We will, and we will talk to you later.
Bye, everyone.